gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another Team of the Week predictions. This week is such a difficult one to call because there are a lot of leagues winding down. So there are quite a few players out there, including Ramsdale in front of you right now, that could be in contention for a hero card, whether they've saved a penalty or scored a late goal or contributed in any way to their side staying up or going up. There are quite a lot of teams out there with players that could be up for an inform or a hero card. But the first player is going to be a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw that kept Wimbledon up. He's on loan, I think, from Bournemouth, but he could be in for a hero card, despite not really putting in the performance of a standard inform. Badgie up next. He managed to get 2 goals and 1 assist in a 4-3 win. He may get bumped just purely due to rating, but just bear that in mind. There's a lot of possibles this week. Next player, probably the most exciting on the list, it's going to be Jamil Matt of Newport County. He scored an 87th minute goal that secured a place for Newport County in the playoffs. They'd won, or rather went 10 games unbeaten to get there. They were nowhere near the playoffs 10 games ago. Went on an absolute mad one and will now have the chance to go up to League 2. So if you ask me, he deserves his useless card, but he definitely deserves it. Moving on to Frick, my next guy here with 2 goals and a 5-2 win. Quite a lot of high-scoring games around this week as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a few of these miss out. Frick may very well be one of them, but I don't know, I've got a funny feeling just to diversify, they're going to chuck him in there. Next up, we have Tisserand. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong. I do apologise. He managed to get himself 1 goal and a clean sheet and was crowned man of the match in a 2-0 win. Defenders have slightly different criteria to further forward players. So like midfielders and strikers will need goals and goals. Defenders can get away with just scoring 1. Zambrono is another example of that. Zambrono's got 1 goal and a clean sheet in a 3-0 win for Basel, I believe it is. Again, just a bit of a to diversify really, to add some of the smaller quote-unquote leagues in there. Up next, we have Braithwaite, former championship player. Didn't he used to play for Middlesbrough? Was it Middlesbrough? Me myself look stupid now. 1 goal and 2 assists and a Man of the Match award in a 3-0 win for him. Looks like a sensational card for an 81 rated as well. Skiri up next of Montpellier with 1 assist and a Man of the Match award in a 3-2 win. That normally wouldn't be enough, but it was over PSG. They've had a bit of a nightmare last few games. They've still won the league, but that's not the point. Bozat up next with a hat-trick and a Man of the Match award and a 4-0 win. That should be enough, and I believe that's the second inform, and for an 82 rated card, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, if you're a fan of the club in particular, that's pretty decent. Up next, we're going to go for Borja Iglesias of Espanyol. He managed to get himself 2 goals in a 3-0 win. And again, normally I'd be like, nah, it's not quite enough. I think he was crowned man of the match as well, but it was against Atletico Madrid, so big result there. Next up, Valbuena from Fenerbahce. This is an interesting one because I don't think they'll choose 2 players from Turkey, and there is another player in the Turkish league that could be in contention, but stay tuned for that. Moving on to Suarez in the Portuguese league. A lot of goals flying in the Portuguese league this week. Suarez popped up with 2 and a 4-0 win for Porto. Benfica went on a mad one. Sporting today went absolutely crazy and smashed in 8 goals. Stay tuned for that one. Moving into the starting 11 though, I've gone with Rulli, the Real Sociedad goalkeeper, with 6 saves, a clean sheet and a Man of the Match award and a 1-0 win. I really apologise when it comes to goalkeepers. I pick it as I see it. EA literally never go with what I do, but that's just part of the fun, I guess, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Going back to Portugal, Andre Almeida. This is probably the first time ever I've actually gone with a Benfica, Porto and Sporting player in the same team of the week. He got 2 assists and a 5-1 win, which for me personally should be enough, because again, it looks like a great card and would be a second inform. Next up, and rather controversially, I've gone with David Luiz. I know it's an interesting one. I'm actually going to not include a Liverpool player in the starting 11. There are a few reasons for it. We'll get to that when we get to it. But David Luiz got himself a goal in what was a 3-0 win for Chelsea over Watford. Sticking with the defence rather briefly. Well, I say that. There's another defender after this, but we'll move away from the centre-backs. Felipe got himself 2 goals in a 4-0 win. If you're a Spal fan, you'll be happy to see this. If you're a fan of any other club in the world, you won't care. And we move on. Kimmich, 88 rated. This is an interesting one because I'm in 2 minds about this one, really. Only 1 assist and a Man of the Match award and a 3-1 win. Good performance for Bayern, but with Team of the Season around the corner, are they going to want to give him an 88 now and then have to give him like a 92, 93? I'm not sure. So it's a bit of a dodgy one, this, but I hope he gets it because it'll be a good card. Moving on to maybe someone who has an investment. You know, maybe you can start smiling again because Budaboos could be up for an inform. I would say he's going to get it, really. 1 assist and a 2-0 win isn't normally enough, but it was against Barcelona. They, of course, probably rested players for their second leg of the Champions League, which they don't really need to do, but still, that's probably why he did it. But still, moving on, Tyson. Hat-trick of assists in a 5-0 win. This is an interesting one. I like that card a lot. I think it's got a lot to offer. He's got a lot of pace. It might be a little bit too late in the cycle for it to be used in competition, but it still looks like something I wouldn't mind getting my hands on and having a bit of a knock around with. Moving back to Germany for Aaron Gies of Bayer Leverkusen, involved in an absolute goal fest. It finished 6-1. I think it was like 5-1 or 5-0 at half-time. He got 1 goal, 2 assists, and a Man of the Match award in that 6-1 win. I believe it was against Frankfurt. How do you look, though, right? I'm thinking, oh, they're resting players. It looked like a strong team. Frankfurt fans, help me out. What happened? Before we get on to the final 2 big boys, Santi Mina. Now, bear in mind, I am going to talk about this guy while the game is still going. There's 20 minutes left, and I'm that confident that this guy is guaranteed an inform. I'm going to do this now. 2 goals, 2 assists in what is currently a 6-1 win for Valencia. But like I said, there is over 20 minutes left, so it could easily end 8, 9, 10, 1 at this stage. Huesca having an absolute nightmare. But second inform on the way for Santi Mina. To our final 2 players in the Team of the Week predictions, Arnautovic being the first. I believe he's got an 87 headliner right now. Yeah, because I've got it right? An 88 is what he'd get next. This guy has scored a banger from distance, apparently. 2 goals in a 3-0 win for West Ham. And because he's got a headliner, he's all but a shoo-in, surely, to get himself an inform. I'm glad. I've got it. Have you got it? Let me know in the comments. Moving on to the final player, and the one that deserves it the most, I would have thought, this week is going to be Fernandes of Sporting. And that completes the trio of Portuguese league teams. I tell you what, right, if we can get 3 Portuguese league players in the Team of the Week, it must be some sort of record. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of Ultimate Team. Except maybe if the season carries over in the Premier League and every other league finishes. But either way, a hat-trick and 1 assist in an 8-1 win. That has to be an inform. It's just a shame that it's a left wing. Like I said, that'll do it for your Team of the Week predictions. Starting players, I have a lot of possibles here, a lot of controversy. I didn't include a Liverpool player. Why didn't I do that? Unbelievable, I can't believe it. Well, I will get to it. First up, though, some more controversy. Bennett, Derby County player, of course. He was one of the goal scorers in a game that they secured their playoff place. They leapfrogged. I think it was Middlesbrough in the end. But again, controversy around that, so I'm not quite sure. But again, he could be a hero card. I don't know. Moving on to Townsend. One of his goals managed to sink Cardiff. He also got an assist in that game. He was crowned man of the match. Normally, I'd give him that, to be fair. But I couldn't find room for him, and I don't know whether they want to glorify sending a team down. I'm not bothered, but maybe they are. Coleman up next with 1 goal in a 2-0 win. It's been a while since we've seen an informed Coleman. He had a horrific injury, of course, playing against Wales. And now he's back, and it's good to see him back, and it's good to see him on the score sheet as well. I'd like to see that inform. Next, another Premier League player, would you believe it, Nathan Ake. This time, though, a position change on the cards, quite literally. He'd be moving from centre-back to CDM, I believe. Bournemouth fans, help me out. Did this actually happen? I looked at the match stats and everything. It looked like he'd played in CDM. He got a goal in a 1-0 win over Spurs. One to watch, fans and investors. You might be interested to know that Mariano has scored 2 goals this week in a Real Madrid win. That game finished 3-2. We have one to watch, Budaboos in Team of the Week this week, and this could very well be a possibility. I'd like to see it, though. It looks like a decent card, and everyone was hoping that he was going to get goals sooner, and it just didn't happen for him. So fingers crossed this could actually make it into Team of the Week, because it would be decent to use. Before we get on to the big boys and the controversy in this video, I'm going to talk about Mazziello of Atalanta with a clean sheet and a man of the match award and a 2-0 win. I actually bumped him for David Luiz because I just thought that David Luiz was a little bit more desirable. I'm trying to think a little bit more like EA, you know. I don't know which one deserves it more, to be fair. I'm not really that bothered either way. Both of them could make it for all I care, but just worth a mention. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen with the Chinese League in terms of team of the season. I think Oscar is up for a most consistent, but I'm not sure if we're going to get a dedicated league team of the season. It would be nice to have, but I just can't see it happening. Might be included in rest of the world. Therefore, not sure if Hulk will make it in, despite having a decent season. He's got a goal and a man of the match award and a 2-0 win. He's done far more than that throughout the season, though, and EA have overlooked it, so that's why I didn't include him in my starting 11. But here we go. Hold on to your hats. So the reason I haven't included Eden Hazard is because team of the season is around the corner. He's likely to get one. It'll only be 2 weeks before we get the Premier League in theory. So I've gone with David Luiz because he won't get a team of the season, but Hazard will. So it's not like we're missing out because we will get a higher rated card than this in a couple of weeks anyway. He got 2 assists and a man of the match in that 3-0 win. And now here we go, Liverpool fans. Right, let's calm down a little bit. Divock Origi scored, or helped score. Whether it actually came off the defender and counts as an own goal, I don't know, right? But either way, he had a hand in the goal that won Liverpool the game, albeit controversially, from the free kick. Okay? Next up is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who, by all accounts, should have been sent off. So I don't know whether EA want to give them an inform because it is very controversial. And not that EA are shy of causing controversy, but it's just something I feel like they may sort of skirt, if that makes sense. I'm a Liverpool fan, right? So you can't have a go at me for it. I'd be more than happy if the full team of the week was just Liverpool players. It wouldn't bother me. I've just got a funny feeling they won't include one. But like I said, I would be very happy. I've been using the 82 Trent for God knows how long, so it would be nice to have a sort of slightly more affordable one other than the future stars. And I wouldn't be against Divock Origi getting it either. Just something about it, I don't know, I think EA might just avoid it. But that's it for this week. If I've left anybody out, which, let's be honest, I have, let me know in the comments and try and be nice about it. I've tried my best this week. It's so difficult with teams going up, down, and playoffs and all sorts of things to get it right. So I've probably got loads wrong, but fingers crossed I've managed to hit most bases. If you have enjoyed it, though, do me a favour, hit that like button. It really does mean a lot to me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.